Good morning guys, welcome to another weekly vlog. Today's Tuesday. In true 6-week holiday fashion, I have left filming to the last minute. I'm driving myself crazy with it. I'm apologising for last week's lack of video as well, but I'll explain everything in a little while. You are going to spend the morning with me trying to run around, get all our jobs done, and then we will have our little chatty catch up as usual. So come and spend the day with me and the kids. There'll be a little bit of montage from yesterday because I intended to do this video yesterday as well. So let's get on with it. Let's have a lovely morning together and then a nice little catch up this afternoon. I'll see you soon. Hello my loves, welcome back. We are going to have our chatty little catch up. You will have seen that I have put together a little bit of a montage of what we've done over the last couple of days. So initially I had tried to start filming yesterday, and then it just got to the point where I ran out of time and I didn't have an opportunity to have a moment alone yesterday to be able to complete the chatty section of my usual sit down vlog part. So I hope you enjoyed our little montage. You will have seen our cherry and lime lollies that we made earlier. I'm hoping that you have, because I think I've filmed it in the wrong ratio, which is great, but I'll try and put a fix in with that. They were really good. They're quite tarty because I put an awful lot of lime juice in, but they turned out really good. The kids loved them, although, disclaimer, they stain. They stain everything. They stain your clothes, they stain the sofa, and they stain your hands and your face, apparently. So maybe you've got messy eaters, like my children are. Maybe not the best idea, or if you are going to do them, make sure they eat them outside, not inside on the sofa, where they can continue to splatter it on every single cushion that you own, which is exactly what happened earlier on to us. I have to excuse the new ink. Ewan gave me a tattoo this afternoon. It is just a wash off one, but I'm really kind of loving the narwhal at the top there. Some holidays, what can I say? So in terms of catching up, where did we get to? I was meant to post a vlog last week on Tuesday, which is my normal vlog day. I'm going to be honest with you, I am really struggling this summer holidays to do things that include the kids and that aren't too labour intensive, that don't require too much setup, and I am struggling to film things with the kids because although I don't mind showing them sometimes, I don't want to show them all the time. And I am very much of the opinion that if you want to show your kids, it's absolutely fine, but also equally, if you don't want to show your kids or don't want to show them all the time, that's absolutely fine too. I am that parent that can't make my mind up, so I don't share a lot of the kids all the time. But yeah, I think 6 full weeks of vlogs with them fully in is too much for me to share. So yeah, Beamish last week was incredible. If you haven't been, get yourselves there. It was a really good day out. It was stressful because it was a long drive up there. So it's about two hours from us to Beamish. It's just in Durham. And then, yeah, I did the trip on my own essentially. I was meeting family there. So I was meeting my sister and her family and my mum and stepdad too. And we all met, we had a nice day. Ewan refused to walk all day. He also really struggled with going to the bathroom, so I had to change him a lot, which is not ideal on a day out, but it'd been nearly a week since he had gone to the bathroom, and he did finally go when we got to mum's that night, but we had a day of back and forth to the toilet trips and having to carry him everywhere and having to carry lunchboxes everywhere instead of being able to buy food while we're there, because my boy is fussy and won't eat anything unless he knows it's his safe food, and that is the reality of autism. A lot of people that know us and see my kids and feel like, well, how is he autistic? Because he's very sociable and he's just Ewan, but if you spend any length of time with us, you will notice things like the toileting issues and the food issues and the massive emotions, and it's all quite overwhelming and stressful, and having to stay level-headed and regulate yourself and deal with it all for a day, like a full day, essentially on your own. Because I know family were there and they were looking out for Delilah whilst we were having to run back and forwards to the toilet, so if they hadn't have been there it'd have been more difficult, but it's easier when someone knows how to handle it with you and they're with you. So I really missed having Rob with me last week when we did that trip. We had a nice time though. We did the place I would go back to in an instant. It was such a good day out. It was massive. I knew it was big, but I didn't expect it to be that big, and it's like a full village, and each section of this village goes through different periods in time, and it's very informative and it's very true to life and it's very good. There's a few things that I kind of wish I'd have been able to pay more attention to, like I love 1940s and 1950s, anything to do with those, so it'd be nicer to be able to concentrate more on it as an adult on my own, rather than being mum in the moment, making sure my 5-year-old's not pooing his pants or having a meltdown, which had a lot of meltdowns that day. We cried a lot that day. I felt like crying a lot that day, but we survived, and it was good, and very much recommend going if you haven't been already. I would love to go back, and this time I would be taking the husband with me and we would tag team with the kids. Like I say, my family did help as much as they can, but sometimes it's difficult because they don't know how to help, or I don't want help necessarily. It's hard to do days like that. After we went to Beamish, we jumped back in the car and we made our way to Northumberland, which was another hour and maybe about an hour and 20-ish, between an hour and 20 to get to my mum's house. We stayed at my mum's for the night, so we had some tea together and Mum and I stayed up a little bit later and had a catch up and watched rubbish on TV, and it was nice. On the Tuesday morning we ended up going to Druridge Country Park or Druridge Bay. It was literally a 2-second walk to the beach from where we'd parked the car. The weather was so overcast. It forecast for rain. It had rained all morning up until the point we went to the beach, and then it rained for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, and when I say rain, it was drizzle. It was the usual drizzly grey start, but it cleared up pretty quick. The sun came out, the kids had a blast. They were in the sea, they were rolling around in the sand, they were making sandcastles. Delilah was soaked from head to toe. She just didn't care. She just didn't care. She was straight in the water, she was laying down on her belly, and she was like literally soaking, and I'm like, oh yeah, I won't take anything with me because, well, it's a grey drizzly day. Who's going to want to go in the sea if it's grey drizzly and windy? I couldn't have been more wrong. I should know this. I should know that my children are absolutely mad for water. So we had a nice morning there. We stopped at the park's cafe. We had some lunch, and then after lunch we set off. So I think we set off back at about 2 o'clock. Now if I were going to do it again, I would have set off home a little earlier because we hit Newcastle at about 3, half 3, maybe even 3:45, and then between 4:45 and 5 I went through all the journey kind of hitting hotspots at like peak traffic time, and it wasn't ideal. It felt like I had driven a very, very, very long way by the time I'd come back. Again, if I hadn't done the day before and I weren't so tired from that, maybe it wouldn't have felt like such a long and exhausting trip. But all in all, it was a good trip. It was a successful trip, and we'll be going back. I'm not sure if we'll get to go back this summer holidays because all the house move stuff is going on in the background. We haven't got a date for completion / moving yet, but I am slowly packing things up in boxes. So as you can see, like my little shelves, they're a bit cluttered at the moment, but these have normally got books on, and this has normally got, I keep my like Tiffany collection up there, as in like the packaging for Tiffany's, which is possibly a bit weird, and I don't intend to actually display that at the other house, but I don't want to get rid of it because it's got all the info for the pieces that I own in there. So I have taken a few things down. I've taken my photos down from the windowsill, which is weird because it looks really empty there, and I'm slowly starting to box things up. We have been approved on the mortgage, finally. We'd had a mortgage in principle for ages, and we finally got the email to say everything's okay and everything's approved and everything's gone through fine. Was it yesterday or today? So that's good news. We've had a little bit of news on the survey that we've done, which we need to check out. We paid for an additional survey for the place that we're buying, so we have to check something out on that. But everything's looking pretty good, and fingers crossed we're not missing anything. We filled out all the paperwork, the solicitors have already got the instructions from the bank that we've got the mortgage, and we've got everything from our buyer, and it seems to be rolling forward in the right direction. For like a couple of days, maybe like a week or so, we were really worried that things weren't gonna go the way we wanted them to, just because of the hold-ups. Like, anyone who's bought and sold a house now, there's like little hiccups that go alongside buying houses, and they just make you so stressed out. So between that and everything else going on in life, it's been a bit of a couple of weeks. I'm glad to be sitting down and talking to you again. This vlog, I already know this vlog's going to be late because I am filming, and it is 6:15. Normally I put my vlogs live on about 6:30 on exactly this time, Tuesdays 6:30. So 15 minutes to finish off a vlog and completely edited start from finish is not probably going to happen today, but it will be on at a slightly later time, and I am gonna commit to putting a video out there once a week, which is what I've been doing anyway. But I'm not gonna give myself a time slot because at the moment on some holidays And with the house move going on, and without any, like, literally no time to even go to the toilet in peace, I am struggling to be consistent with it. Sometimes I thrive on chaos, and sometimes everything falls apart. So yeah, I'm committing to getting a weekly vlog out, but whether it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday and at what time you might get it is completely, I don't know, it's just up in the air, and we're just gonna go with it. It's better done than not done at all. And last week I kind of got to, I think I got to Wednesday and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even pick the camera up. It wouldn't have been physically possible to film our trip to Beamish and the beach because I had to carry a 5-year-old plus our stuff, and carrying Ewan is hard, and I have to do it with 2 hands. There's no two ways about it. If I'd have kind of preempted the fact that he possibly would have had that many meltdowns and that many refusals to walk, I would have possibly taken something to pull him around in or push him around on, and I'd highly recommend, even for kids that don't have sensory issues and are not SEN, I would fully recommend that if you've got a young child, get something to push them around or pull them around in on that day, unless you 100% know that your child is okay walking for so long. It's a big day for them, but it was a long day, and it was very walky day, physical day for the kids as well, because we were just here and everywhere. We wanted to see everything and do everything. But yes, definitely recommend taking something with you to cart your children around, or at least your stuff if you've got stuff to take. If you are one of those lucky people that can just turn up with literally a regular handbag and just enjoy your day, I envy you. I envy you so much, but it wasn't the case for us. So yeah, that's kind of just had a bit of a knock-on effect to our vlogging schedule. As you will have seen in our montage, we did have a very small trip to our local B&M. Now, I don't know about you guys, I don't want to decorate for autumn just yet, but I am well aware that if I don't go and find certain pieces that I've seen and I want to purchase now, that there's no way that I'm getting them. And I'm in 2 minds because we haven't got our move date yet. It is really difficult to know whether to go all out for autumn or not. I normally decorate for autumn like the first week of September when the kids are back at school. Sorry, I can hear a child screaming in the background somewhere. I don't think it's my child, it must be somewhere else, but I can hear one. So I normally decorate for autumn September, like first couple of weeks in September. Technically for me, I don't think autumn starts till like the 21st of September, and sometimes I can wait out till then because I'll leave my autumn decorations out until I decorate for Christmas. So I don't normally do that until very end of November or as close to December as possible, maybe the first weekend in December, and that's fine. You won't find me doing it too early because I honestly truly believe it's too much of a good thing, and I love autumn. It is like the best season ever, but I love all the seasons, so I am not ready to let go of summer yet, and I'm certainly not ready for code orange to have landed in my house. But that again, and the move, so because we've estimated that we will probably not get moved until October, do I put the autumn decorations out that I've got here, bearing in mind it's only like blankets and cushions and little bits here and there. I don't have masses. I've got enough, but I don't have masses of stuff. Do I decorate here and then just collect it all up with my regular stuff to pack, because we've got to pack everything anyway, so I can put it straight out at the next house? Or do I wait and decorate for autumn when we get to the new house? Bearing in mind we don't know what date that will be, so that could be October, it could be November, or it could be a little bit earlier. I can't imagine it's going to be September at this point. So I don't really know what to do. What would you guys do? Would you save it for when you get to the next house, or would you just put it up regardless? Because part of me feels like we need to continue with life even though we are packing life up to move it to the next place. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, on our little B&M tour for autumn things, I did pick up a couple of things, but I have to tell you, and this is going to be slightly controversial, the iconic B&M autumn mug, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. It is too small. I was in the aisle and it was the one place, the only things that I wanted to look at in B&M. We went in for a couple of things, but it's the only thing that kind of sparks a little bit of excitement. So we were down the seasonal aisle and I was taking a look at all the autumnal things that they have in stock, and they are really cute. I am not going to tell you otherwise. But the B&M mug that has gone viral is so unbelievably small. I think that you are talking maybe 250ml. And to me, who is an avid tea and coffee drinker, and matcha now as well, like a matcha, but as an avid warm drink fan, that mug is entirely too small. So yes, it is absolutely cute. Am I going to buy it? No, because it's 2 mouthfuls of tea. I'm not buying into it because everybody else is. That's the deal on that one. Very cute though. They are very cute, and if you do not drink a lot of warm drinks, or you have very small cups of whatever it is that you're drinking, it will be perfect for you. But for me, I like a big mug. So I'm going to have to go to, I think I'm going to go to TK Maxx. I think I'm going to go to TK Maxx and do a little, sorry, my dog is barking at the neighbour's dog. They're both Dachshunds and they can't see each other. They just like to have a little conversation now and again. The other one is very cute. It's a little chocolate. He's a little chocolate boy, Dachshund, and he's a smooth coat. He's very cute. He's very, very cute. But he's more barky than Nancy, and I didn't think that was possible. Nancy's a barky dog. So yeah, they're currently in the gardens having a conversation. Where were I at? Yeah, so I'm gonna go to TK Maxx, I think, and try and find myself an autumn mug, because I didn't buy any autumnal mugs last year, and I have been thinking all year that I'd like a new mug. I have my favourites, but it's nice to have. I'll just let them have a little chat. I can't see him anymore. He's gone closer to the fence, so I can't see him. Oh. Are we good? No, we're not good. Nancy gives up after a while. So yes, I'm gonna go to TK Maxx. I might do that. I don't know which TK Maxx is best to go to. There's a couple near me. I have a couple of options, but I will be going to a TK Maxx very soon in order to find myself a nice autumnal mug for the season. And that is life goals at the moment. I did buy a couple of things from B&M. I didn't go crazy because, like I say, we are moving. I don't even know if I'm going to put these out in this house or if I'm going to save them for the next house. But either way, I love them and they will be used, so you know, it's not too bad. I got this candle and it's very pretty and it's very aesthetic, and the kitchen in the new house is completely white or slightly off-white. But I'm very much looking forward to putting this on my breakfast bar, because it has a nice great big breakfast bar in the kitchen, and this is going to sit perfectly by the door to the porch where you walk in, and I think it's going to smell incredible. It is nutmeg, cinnamon and cloves, which is right up my street. It's a little bit spicy, but it does smell nice, and the little ribbon detail is quite sweet as well. I do like that. It's very, yeah, it's just very cute and aesthetic. So there were a couple of candles that I thought might be nice, but again, moving, I'm trying to limit myself on what I'm buying. And to go along with that candle, I bought matches. I bought something similar to these. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but they lasted ages, and they were literally the best matches ever. Like, I had a box of matches in the bathroom because I started lighting a candle in the bathroom for when we were having house viewings, and it was just like one of those nice little touches you put in for other people, essentially. Someone got the box of matches completely soaked, and then they just didn't work at all. But coming in a jar like this, if I feel like these can live in the bathroom for a candle in the bathroom, and they can live in the bathroom without fear of getting wet, which would be perfect. But those two kind of go, they can sit quite nicely together, so they can go on a windowsill or they can go on the breakfast bar or anything like that. The only other thing that I picked up autumn related was these cute little spoons. I was tempted by the little straws, these little pumpkins. Who doesn't like a pumpkin? So I was tempted by the glass straws, but then I thought it'd be too much of faff having to find somewhere different to keep them and then remembering I've got them, because if I don't put things where I can see them, they will not be used. I very much need a visual reminder that I've got something, and if they're not in the right place, and I am trying to hide them from kids because they wouldn't let my kids have a glass straw because that's just asking for trouble. Yeah, so I skipped out on those ones, and they did have some really lovely doormats, but again, I don't know at what point I'll be in the new house, and I wouldn't want to put another new doormat here and use it before I got to the new house, if that makes sense, because I only got a doormat literally maybe a month ago to spruce up outside of the house here for the pictures and for the viewings and all the rest of it. So I didn't really want to do that. I think I have indoor doormats in my loft anyway, so I didn't, like I said, I don't want to buy too much, but I was absolutely craving going to get the autumn things. So like, I want to prepare for autumn but not have autumn. I'm still quite attached to summer. I'm still, I'm going to say now, I'm still quite attached to summer. It's quite a rainy day today. But anyway, we've had a bit of rain today. It's been warm. Oh, talking of today, I have gone to see my grandma this morning with the kids, and we arrived as we normally would. I think we got there about 10:15, so it wasn't particularly early. I got earlier when the kids were at school, so yeah, we got there at about 10:15, got to the door. It was Ewan's turn to do the door because she's got a little box on the side of the door with a key in, so that it's not just mine, and her neighbour that nips in for her sometimes can go and check in on her and all that kind of stuff. So the box is there. It was Ewan's turn to open the box. He opened the box. He did very well. He shoved the key in the back of the door, and he always makes me a little bit nervous because that child snapped my key in my door, so I can't really afford him doing that at my grandma's house, because if he snaps the key in the door, then I don't really know what to do there. I've got everything here to kind of work with, but I don't have everything at my grandma's. But anyway, took the key off him, and he's like, it's not opening. I'm like, oh, let me try. So I'm trying the door handle, it's not opening. So I'm trying the key, and it's not turning. The key's not pushing in completely, which means that she has left her keys in the back of the door. So, I kid you not, we stood on the doorstep for 15 minutes, knocking, ringing the doorbell, calling the house phone. The kids were running around the back of the house shouting at grandma, and like trying to get at her, coming out to the door, and nothing, absolutely nothing. She was out for the count. We knew she was okay because we could hear her like shifting in bed. But we literally stayed there for 15 minutes and we waited for it to answer the door. She didn't get out of bed, so we left. 2 hours later, I had about 5 or 6 missed calls from my grandma, from my brother, from my mum, saying that grandma's in distress because she hasn't seen anyone all day. I'm like, well, I've been to the house. I'll go later. but everything's worked out in the end. So yeah, I think my grandma's a little bit sad that she missed us today, and generally speaking I would go back and go when she called, but I've got the kids with me and I've got to keep them entertained. Today we've had a bit of a boring day. I spent all my energy tidying the house up first thing this morning because we had the person from our buyer's bank coming to do the mortgage survey thing and make sure it's worth what they're paying for it basically and what they're lending. So that guy came this morning, so I spent a lot of my mental energy making sure the house was okay. 5 minutes later it looks like an absolute tornado's ripped through again, as per usual, standard school holiday procedure. But that kind of wasted me for the rest of the day, and we have not done much at all. We made the lime and cherry lollies, which were a hit. The kids loved them, but then they proceeded to get them all over the sofa. Yeah, that wasn't fun. I had to scrub the sofa. And then we've watched Delilah's reading The Worst Witch books by Jill Murphy. Brilliant set of books. She's exactly the right age to enjoy them. So we watched the film earlier, and the film is really old. The film is like older than me. I say it's really old, that's really bad because it's the same age as Rob. It's 40 this year. So we watched the Worst Witch film, and then Delilah is currently working her way through the 90s series of The Worst Witch, which was, I think it was I got a feel it was an ITV. I don't know if it's ITV or BBC. It was one of those ones, but back in the 90s, I think it must have been 96 or 97, Mildred Hubble graced our TV screens in a series on one of the kids' channels. We didn't have a lot of selection back then, but she's currently working her way through that and she's really enjoying it. And I don't think the series is too much like the books. I remember used to loving, I loved the series as a kid though. I was always into witchy things, but Delilah's going the same way, and I'm all for it because I'm happy to sit and watch that with her. So she's been doing that this afternoon. Ewan has got kinetic sand all over the living room, all over the sofa. I've hoovered 3 times today so far, and it's not even bedtime. Some holidays, we have to allow ourselves the time and the grace to deal with our own of mental afflictions as well as our children's, right? So we're not going to worry about it. Anyway, where we're at, yeah, we are rounding things up. And I'm going to hide my autumn things away from myself, and then I'm going to put the kids to bed, and then I'm going to edit this video and get it online as soon as humanly possible, because I hate not uploading. I really hate not uploading. I felt so guilty last week, and I should in hindsight have put a little message on saying that we'd missed regular upload and it would be because X, Y and Z, but it was just one of those things. The days got away with me, and by the time I knew it, it was Friday? It was Friday. I wanted to go out shopping at the weekend and we just didn't do it, so which is why we ended up in B&M yesterday, doing our little autumn haul. Talking of autumn, before I go, I'm excited about this book. Now, I read the first book in this series late last year, and I've had to wait months and months for this to come out. I don't even know if I can show you. Just bear with me. The box is there. I'm back. So, back end of last year, when I kind of really got into reading again, I was reading books a few and far between really before September rolled around, and then I got really back into it. But this was one of the books that I read last year, and it's about a university in Scotland, so it's very dark and moody as far as like the atmosphere is concerned, and I'd definitely class it as a dark academia book. Yeah, I just don't really know what to say with it. It's about a rich boy who meets a not very rich girl, and they are like enemies to lovers situation, but as soon as they kind of come to the conclusion that they are friendly and kind of falling in love, something happens and it totally throws that relationship out the window, basically. And it leaves it on such a cliffhanger. And normally, if I read a series, I like to binge it. So, for example, The Crow Investigations, the one that I am currently listening to on Audible, I am on book 8 of 10, and I have listened to them back to back. I've been a little slow because I haven't had a chance. I've not had 10 minutes to myself, but this arrived because I put this on pre-order. I don't normally pre-order books, but I thought if I don't pre-order it, I will not get it and I will not find out what happens. So I'm kind of really hoping that the story wraps up in this book and it isn't stretched out into another book. So these books by Autumn Woods, we've got Nightshade and Daybreak. This Nightshade being the first. If you like dark academia vibes, this is the book for you. It leaves it on a proper hook. I would say, I'm not even sure if this is a young adult. It might possibly be classed as a young adult book because it is an easy read. It is very much an easy read, but it's also very good. It is really, I mean, I can't say what this one's like. I've not read this one yet, but it's sat there and it's looking at me and it's waiting to read, and I am behind on my summer reading list because of The Crow Investigations and because I haven't had 5 minutes to myself, to the point where I've actually packed the books away. I haven't put them anywhere of consequence. I can still grab the books, they're still right down here, but I have put them away in a box because I have a feeling I probably won't get through many this summer because I haven't had the energy to read books on a night when the kids are in bed. Because once they're in bed, and we've given them a later bedtime for the holidays, but once they're in bed, after the 10,000 questions and after Ewan telling us he's not tired and we're having to literally sit next to him for him to go to sleep, I'm exhausted and all I want to do is drink some kind of warm beverage and do nothing. So I've been doom scrolling, which is really bad because I feel like I'm coming away from the things that I love again, whereas I got into a really good habit before of doing things that I was enjoying. So that was something crafty, or I did a little bit of gaming at some point, reading books, or I don't know, things like that, painting, colouring, whatever. All the good things that were actually better for your brain than doom scrolling, I were doing them, and I've fallen back into old habits just over this holiday. I did, however, pick up Dreamlight Valley last night for the first time in a while and really enjoyed that. So I may do a bit of Dreamlight Valley tonight. Who knows? Yeah, so I need to kind of get back on track with doing things for myself again, and I think it's really difficult in the holidays, and it's also really difficult when the house move is going on in the background because it's literally all you think about. If you're not thinking about what is currently going on in the moment, i.e. the kids and how to entertain them or how to stop them fighting or how to pry the hose pipe out of their hands when they're giving each other a shower in the garden, and yes, that happened today. You know, it's, you like completely caught up in the house moving thing when you're not doing that. We had to fill forms in, send them back at like the drop of a hat, even though we've already done them. The solicitors got us a little bit annoyed yesterday. We ended up having to reprint and resend like every single document that we'd already sent them because they swore blind that they hadn't received them. We had it on email that we had sent things, so slightly annoying. But it just kind of takes you away from the moment, and then it sticks in your head, and then you're mentally exhausted by the end of the day. That's what I'm trying to say. So I haven't done anything for myself. I mean, I brushed my hair this morning, but it's not looking all that great now, and yeah, I don't feel like it's easy to look after yourself in the 6-week holidays. It's not easy to look after yourself. Right guys, I'm going to leave it here for now. Thank you for joining me today for my vlog, and apologies again for not having a vlog out last week. I will be putting a vlog out on a weekly basis from now going forwards. Whether it'll be a Tuesday or a Wednesday, I am not sure, but in the meantime, have the best week. I will see you all very shortly. Don't forget to tell me in the comments below what you would do about the autumn decor. Decorate here or save it for the new house, because I am very torn. Yes, have the best week, and I will see you guys next week with hopefully some more very lovely things to do. See you later, guys.